Hello, this is Grant. Welcome back to another episode of Dead Rising 2 Master Run, episode 29. So this is gonna be a great episode. It's gonna be all about exposition and exciting scoops. So I'm gonna enjoy commentating this. Right now, our main goal is to get Lillian and Camille back to the safe house, and they're actually pretty self-sufficient here. What's nice is there's a little cart, orange thing, like down in the underground that you can drive right outside here. So you can take one of them with you, and the other one is usually pretty self-sufficient, as you'll see in the next section. So it's mainly just to get me there faster, which I like. I mean, I would be annoyed about only taking one if that was really an issue, but since the other one's going to walk it pretty reliably, it's really just a nice convenience at that point. I wish that cart was a little bit closer. Like, I wish one of the unlocks you could get is different vehicles around. Like, maybe it'd be neat if you had, like, I'm thinking like Pokemon, where you can carry just like a bike around with you. Something to just where you could kind of always have available for important spots. Like if you could have a car right outside Royal Flush Plaza, that would be an amazing unlock. Just make it like solo, or like a motorcycle might be a better choice. Kind of like that, give you a motorcycle at the north end and at the south end. It'd be nice just because you go out that exit so much, and it would just give you so much more leeway in the game. Although I will say that since I have a lot of downtime in this run, where I'm getting everyone, I would not be surprised if they kind of want you to take a little bit of time getting somewhere. Because if you can get everything done easily in time, then there's not really any point to it. So that might have been a whole design decision that they wanted to do. I don't know, I'd love to hear commentary. Like maybe the only reason like that car's there is to assist with certain specific scoops or something. Here I'm just rolling in place because that gives me a little bit of invincibility. So I'm waiting for Lillian to have that little door icon on her. That way I know I can advance. Alright, we should be good here. It looks like Big Earl is actually taking pot shots at us still. Not a huge deal. If I wanted to, I could go over and deal with him. But at this point, you've seen how the other snipers are. He's literally the same. You just go out to him, whack him a bunch, bring food. It's trivial. So I'm going to take just Lillian here because you can only fit one person in this car, which I've still not had a lot of practice with. Because despite doing 3 runs, I have never actually unlocked the car until now. It is useful. It does guarantee you essentially completely safe passage all the way. Ramming into stuff really hurts it, but in theory, if you wanted to take it nice and slow, like if you're on low health, you could take a nice casual drive and be completely fine. Or if you're going the other way, you can take that car all the way up to the Yucatan Casino, but you have to go way around through all the other casinos in the food court. Though you can't get like on the strip and drive it up, which would have been nice to have that, but probably too much of convenience. Here, I'm preparing for the Take It or Die 2 scoop, which happens like 45 minutes before the military gets here, and it is a very finicky scoop. It is not one I have a lot of leeway with for messing up. You know, I can honestly, I'm just ignoring them here. Her mother actually got there all on her own. I didn't need to worry about driving her. I could have gone back and got her, but she's right here with her, so it saves me the trouble. I pretty much just ignored them the majority of time heading back, and they just came with me. I don't even think they have weapons. No, it doesn't look like it. Just really good AI. So we want to get them back, and then we're going to deal with the next hurdle. I like that they took out the warehouse, like kind of level of Dead Rising 1, because this little area functions the same, like gives you some basic weapons and whatnot. But I hate how long it takes survivors to get through there, even though at that point, like, they're already saved. Like, there's no zombies in there. In theory, you could drag them in, but still, it just seems like it'd be nice as long as they're completely like past those doors. Just say they're already there. So I believe 9:15 is when this scoop occurs, and then the military arrives at 10. So we want to set up and be ready to go through the shortcut at 9:15. Ideally, if you can find some queens on the way, those are an extremely big help, because they are going to be attacked. The Tape or Die crew is going to be attacked by a bunch of zombies, and the faster we can clear those out, the better. The way you can reach this scoop is by doing the first Tape or Die, where you bring them a cement cutter and some plates between 6 a.m. and 12 on the second day, I believe it is. It's a really finicky scoop, so you have to basically do it all at once. Like, don't go in there, talk to them, and come back later. I've had times where I went and talked to them, they're like, yeah, come back, bring it back, and I was never able to get back in, even with the objects. But I believe you get like 3 or 4 cards that come specifically from them. So they're pretty big, but it's probably, I think it's the hardest scoop in the game. Just by conventional mechanics. Like, you could argue, obviously, that certain psychopaths are much tougher than just escorting these guys, because they are good survivors. It's just, but now more than ever, it's a time crunch. So we want to go as soon as we get a call from Stacy, because we can't wait in there. In theory, if you had enough time, I would actually recommend going to the underground exit right near there, because that way when it turns 9:15, you can pop in and be there much faster. Overall, though, it's pretty much, unless you have this shortcut unlocked, do not bother doing this scoop. Because, yeah, you're not going to get them back in time. I think supposedly it might be possible if you like use all the cars and have that ready and just plow through, but we haven't, at 10, if we're not in the safe house, it's essentially game over. We get a different ending, which is not what we want. I don't think, at this point, I have never actually done this scoop, but it is tough. You notice I skipped the call from Stacy, because it's kind of like half hidden scoop, half like one she calls you about. I think there's a lot of cases where Stacy won't call you until much later into the scoop, but you can actually be there sooner. I don't recall. I might have like initiated the call and then immediately traveled, because that's usually enough to actually get things going. So we're gonna head over to Coconut Sports Town right here. It's pretty close, and we're gonna see the Tape or Die crew under attack. I was not able to grab any queens, so I have to actually fight these guys off normally. And you don't want to really damage these guys, because you are not gonna have time to heal them. It's like just something where you just don't have much leeway at all. You have to get it and go. In a way, this is probably the most fun scoop out of anything I had done in this run, but also the most stressful. So I guess take that with a grain of salt. So we want to get every single zombie, which is a little annoying, how they won't talk to you until like every zombie's down and dead. Even if there's one like on the ground still squirming. You can't do it. Or I guess maybe not, considering that guy was still hitting one. But we're just going to hurry and just go. If you could make it, I would recommend a Blambo and whatnot. And honestly, if you have never done the scoop before and you're not going for like this perfect run through, like if you don't do the Family Feud quest, you have a lot of time to set up for this. So I wouldn't be worried about it that much. You can go out, get like a Blambo, get a bunch of queens, and then you can just clear a huge path all the way through. But now we need to get him upstairs to the brand new U shortcut, because that is the only way we're going to do this. And we're probably easily about halfway through our time. It's really concerning. I think to top it off, we need to be literally in the security room, not the safe house, the security room, which is something they do for other parts of the game where, like, with different restrictions about time, they're like, you must be in that room, not just in the safe house, which is a little bit annoying. I have failed quests like this literally outside it just because that's where it happened to roll over. So yeah, we have 15 minutes left. So we already used up half an hour out of our 45 minutes. And we're still in this area, so it's a little concerning to me. I'm really like, whoa, why did I go get a queen at this point? But we should be good. So now we're in Royal Flush Plaza, it's surprisingly scarce with zombies compared to like Paradise Plaza in 1, where this late in the game, it was just packed. It's nice and convenient that really there's not a lot of zombies here. And these survivors are amazing. They have great custom combo weapons, so they generally can plow through most of their stuff. I guess some technically have, like, one has a lamp and a bat, but they're overall some of the better survivors. If you haven't heard, again, they're based off like an actual like marketing campaign for the game. They ran a site called Tape It, T-A-P-E, or Die. And the idea was to come up with different ideas for a zombie apocalypse by combining weapons with duct tape and whatnot. And popular ideas could be voted on and they would get added to the game, or you could suggest new things, stuff like that. As well as kind of get a little bit of hype going for the game. So here we are cutting it extremely close. Like, I was afraid Gretchen was like way back there. And honestly, I thought I was taking a huge risk by traveling as soon as I did there. I thought for sure I had left her outside. And that would have been, ooh, that would have been a terrible way to have to revert to a save. Because I haven't saved until, like, I guess I couldn't really save on the way, so. I do dislike how they reuse one of their models from someone in the game. They reuse Lenny's model for Wallace, which is, everyone else has unique models, so I don't know why they just kind of phoned it in for him. Unless that is exactly what he looks like and they reused it for Lenny or something. So we get those cards, and we get one of our next level ups, and now we haul ass in this security room as soon as possible. Luckily, like I said, I have failed before at that point, so I thought that cutscene triggering meant I was too late on that B. But luckily, that was not the case.
Aren't you supposed to be watching?
I had just made it in.
Didn't want to miss the rescue.
So this is a great scene for exposition, so I'm going to kind of let things go.
Hey, looks like they're coming over the bridge.
It's kind of annoying that they have a cutscene straight away, but I guess, or a loading screen before this cutscene, but I guess it makes sense. They got a bunch of new assets to load up. Surprisingly long. I was actually concerned I paused here.
We're at the first checkpoint. Raise the bridge.
I gotta say, I wish it was that sparse when I was there. Much like in Dead Rising 1, we have the setup of a new character. It's quite important to the story.
Let's go! Let's go! Ready to kick some ass, ladies? You know the drill. First we mop up, then we grab the survivors. Start with the north end, move down. Sir, yes, sir. All right. Whoa, whoa, hold your fire. First kill belongs to Daddy, sweethearts.
Nice shot, sir.
Have at it, boys.
this far. Sarge! You gotta get us out of here!
So that was a pretty eventful cutscene right there. Did not go as planned at all, but I really enjoyed the change of pace right here. So now we have I think we have another cutscene back in the security room. But basically it's going to set up the rest of the game from here on.
What the hell just happened?
Zombies can't take out a military column. They can't, can they?
Regular zombies can't. But those, what happened to them?
Look! It's Rebecca. What is she thinking?
I've got to go get her.
No, Daddy! Didn't you see?
That was the military rescue? How the hell do we get out of here now?
We're gonna have to go out there and find a way out ourselves. Now everybody wait a minute. There's another part to standard operating procedure. My understanding is if there's a problem with the rescue operation, there'll be another attempt in 24 hours. If it looks like there's any survivors.
What do you mean, your understanding? You knew plenty about standard operating procedure before.
Hey, hold on, Missy. Wasn't supposed to happen like this. I'm the only reserve man who made it here alive. And I'm doing my damnedest.
And what if that rescue fails? Huh? Everything else has gone wrong so far.
Firebombing. It's the only way to get rid of them. For good.
Firebombing?
I have to go get Rebecca.
Chuck, be careful. If those things can take out the military...
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, check out one of the links below. Till next time, don't take your zombie safety for granted.